9. Avoid criticism and judgment. Refrain from being overly critical or judgmental. Instead, focus on finding common ground and building connections. 10. Be authentic. Be genuine in your interactions and true to yourself. Authenticity builds trust and makes people feel comfortable in your presence. 11. Practice empathy. Put yourself in others' shoes and try to understand their perspectives and emotions. This fosters deeper connections and strengthens relationships. By incorporating these key points into your interactions, you can create a welcoming presence that attracts people and fosters positive relationships. By showing genuine interest, actively listening, using names, and treating others with kindness and respect, you become someone who is genuinely welcomed and embraced wherever you go. Chapter 2. A simple way to make a good impression. The chapter A Simple Way to Make a Good Impression from How to Win Friends and Influence People provides a valuable lesson on how to create a positive impression when meeting new people. The key lesson from this chapter is that by focusing on the other person, showing genuine interest, and being attentive, we can make a lasting and favorable impression that paves the way for successful relationships and interactions. Dale Carnegie emphasizes that the first moments of meeting someone are crucial in shaping their perception of us. The lesson teaches the reader to shift the attention away from oneself and onto the person they are meeting. By showing genuine curiosity about their lives, experiences, and opinions, we create an atmosphere of warmth and rapport that can lead to a positive connection. The chapter highlights the importance of active listening as a key component of making a good impression. Actively listening means giving our full attention, maintaining eye contact, and responding in a way that shows genuine interest. By doing so, we convey that the other person's thoughts and feelings are important to us, which builds trust and facilitates meaningful communication. Furthermore, the chapter emphasizes the significance of finding common ground. When meeting someone for the first time, identifying shared interests, experiences, or goals can create an immediate bond. By highlighting these commonalities, we establish a connection that contributes to a positive first impression. The lesson derived from this chapter is that by shifting our focus onto others, actively listening, and finding common ground, we can make a good impression. By showing genuine interest and making the other person feel valued, we lay the foundation for stronger relationships and more productive interactions. Importantly, making a good impression is not about being manipulative or insincere. It is about genuinely caring for the other person and seeking to establish a positive connection. By adopting this approach, we set the stage for meaningful interactions and potential long-term relationships. In summary, the key lesson from A Simple Way to Make a Good Impression emphasizes the importance of showing genuine interest, active listening, and finding common ground when meeting someone for the first time. By doing so, we create a positive initial impression that can lead to stronger relationships, improved communication, and successful interactions. By valuing and respecting others, we enhance our social and professional interactions, and become individuals who are genuinely welcomed and embraced wherever we go. A simple way to make a good impression. 1. Shift the focus onto others. Instead of focusing on yourself, redirect your attention to the person you are meeting. This demonstrates genuine interest and helps create a positive impression. 2. Show genuine curiosity. Display a sincere desire to learn about the other person's life, experiences, and opinions. This conveys that you value them and are interested in what they have to say. 3. Active listening. Give your full attention to the other person. Maintain eye contact, nod, and provide verbal and nonverbal cues that show you are actively engaged in the conversation. 4. Make the other person feel valued. Convey that the other person's thoughts and feelings are important to you. Show empathy, understanding, and respect for their perspective. 5. Find common ground. Identify shared interests, experiences, or goals to establish an immediate connection. This helps to create rapport and a sense of familiarity. 6. Avoid self-centeredness. Instead of dominating the conversation with stories about yourself, focus on the other person. Ask open-ended questions and encourage them to share their thoughts and experiences. 7. Authenticity is key. Be sincere in your interactions and avoid being overly artificial or insincere. People can sense genuineness, and it helps build trust and rapport. 8. Practice empathy. Try to understand the other person's perspective and emotions. This helps in building rapport and showing that you care about their feelings and experiences. 9. Use positive body language. Pay attention to your body language. Maintain an open posture, smile genuinely, and use appropriate gestures. This conveys friendliness and approachability. 10. Be respectful and considerate. Show respect for the other person's time, opinions, and boundaries. Be mindful of cultural differences and adapt your behavior accordingly. 11. Leave a positive impression. Aim to create a positive, memorable experience for the other person. Express appreciation for their time and leave them with a sense of being valued and respected. By incorporating these key points into your approach when meeting someone, you can make a good impression. By showing genuine interest, active listening, finding common ground, and being authentic, you create a positive and lasting impression. Remember to be respectful, considerate, and leave the other person with a sense of being valued and respected. Chapter 3. If you don't do this, you are headed for trouble. The chapter titled If You Don't Do This, You Are Headed for Trouble from How to Win Friends and Influence People imparts a crucial lesson on the significance of admitting our mistakes and taking responsibility for them. The key lesson from this chapter is that by acknowledging our errors and promptly rectifying them, we can salvage relationships, preserve trust, and avoid further complications. Dale Carnegie emphasizes that everyone makes mistakes, but what sets individuals apart is how they handle those mistakes. The lesson teaches the reader that attempting to cover up or shift blame for our errors only exacerbates the problem and damages our credibility. Instead, the chapter highlights the power of taking ownership and swiftly addressing any issues that arise. The chapter underscores the importance of admitting mistakes openly and honestly. Admitting our faults demonstrates humility, integrity, and a genuine concern for the well-being of others. By doing so, we show respect for the affected individuals and work towards resolving the situation in a constructive manner. Carnegie also emphasizes the importance of rectifying mistakes promptly. Taking immediate action to correct the error, offering apologies, and finding solutions showcases a proactive and responsible approach. It helps in rebuilding trust and demonstrates our commitment to righting the wrong. Furthermore, the chapter advises against making excuses or shifting blame onto others. Accepting full responsibility for our actions shows maturity and accountability. It enables us to learn from our mistakes and avoid repeating them in the future. The lesson derived from this chapter is that by admitting our mistakes, taking responsibility, and promptly rectifying them, we can salvage relationships and avoid further trouble. Honesty, humility, and accountability are vital in preserving trust and fostering positive interactions with others. It is important to remember that admitting mistakes does not diminish our worth or capabilities. Rather, it showcases our willingness to learn, grow, and improve. By adopting this mindset, we can turn mistakes into opportunities for personal and professional development. In summary, the key lesson from If You Don't Do This, You Are Headed for Trouble emphasizes the importance of admitting mistakes, taking responsibility, and promptly rectifying them. By demonstrating humility, integrity, and accountability, we can preserve trust, salvage relationships, and avoid further complications. Embracing the lessons from our mistakes helps us grow and become better individuals. 1. Acknowledge mistakes. Understand that everyone makes mistakes and that it is a natural part of being human. Recognize and acknowledge your errors rather than denying or ignoring them. 2. Take responsibility. Avoid the temptation to shift blame or make excuses for your mistakes. Instead, take full ownership of your actions and their consequences. 3. Admit mistakes openly. Demonstrate humility and honesty by openly admitting your mistakes. This shows your willingness to accept responsibility and work towards resolving the issue. 4. Promptly rectify mistakes. Take immediate action to rectify the situation and make amends. Be proactive in finding solutions and addressing any negative impacts caused by your mistakes. 5. Offer sincere apologies. Apologize genuinely and sincerely to those affected by your mistakes. Express remorse and empathy for any harm or inconvenience caused. 6. Preserve trust. Recognize that trust is fragile and can be easily damaged. By admitting mistakes and taking responsibility, you show respect for others and help preserve trust in your relationships. 7. Learn from mistakes. Treat mistakes as learning opportunities. Reflect on what went wrong and identify lessons to be learned. Use this knowledge to avoid making similar errors in the future. 8. Avoid repeating mistakes. Once you have acknowledged and learned from your mistakes, make a conscious effort to avoid repeating them. Use your newfound knowledge and experience to make better choices. 9. Be accountable. Demonstrate accountability by actively seeking solutions and taking steps to rectify any negative consequences of your mistakes. Show that you are committed to making things right. 10. Cultivate a growth mindset. Embrace the idea that mistakes are opportunities for growth and improvement. Adopt a mindset that values learning from failures and using them as stepping stones to success. By embracing these key points and taking responsibility for your mistakes, you can navigate challenges more effectively. Admitting mistakes, taking prompt action to rectify them, and learning from them contribute to personal growth, strengthen relationships, and help you avoid further trouble. Remember that mistakes are an inherent part of life, and how you handle them can make all the difference. Chapter 4, An Easy Way to Become a Good Conversationalist. The chapter titled An Easy Way to Become a Good Conversationalist from How to Win Friends and Influence People offers a valuable lesson on how to improve conversational skills and foster meaningful connections with others. The key lesson from this chapter is that by showing genuine interest in others, actively listening, and encouraging them to talk about themselves, we can become skilled conversationalists and create positive interactions. Dale Carnegie emphasizes that people enjoy talking about themselves and sharing their experiences. The lesson teaches the reader to leverage this natural inclination by providing a platform for others to express themselves. By doing so, we not only make them feel valued and respected but also facilitate engaging and enjoyable conversations. The chapter highlights the importance of actively listening to others. Actively listening means giving our full attention, maintaining eye contact, and responding thoughtfully to the speaker. By showing genuine interest in what the other person is saying, we create an environment that encourages open and meaningful dialogue. Furthermore, the chapter emphasizes the power of asking open-ended questions. Open-ended questions prompt the other person to share more than a simple yes or no response, allowing for deeper conversations and greater insights into their thoughts, experiences, and opinions. The lesson derived from this chapter is that by showing genuine interest, actively listening, and asking open-ended questions, we can become good conversationalists. By shifting the focus onto the other person and creating an atmosphere that encourages self-expression, we foster positive connections and make others feel valued. Additionally, the chapter advises against dominating conversations or constantly redirecting the discussion back to oneself. Instead, it suggests providing opportunities for the other person to share their thoughts and experiences, creating a balanced and enjoyable exchange. In summary, the key lesson from An Easy Way to Become a Good Conversationalist emphasizes the importance of showing genuine interest, actively listening, and asking open-ended questions. By creating an environment that encourages self-expression and valuing the perspectives of others, we can become skilled conversationalists and foster positive connections. By practicing these techniques, we can enrich our relationships, gain new insights, and create enjoyable conversations that leave a lasting impression. 1. Show genuine interest. Display a sincere curiosity in others and their experiences. Make them feel valued and important by showing genuine interest in what they have to say. 2. Be a good listener. Practice active listening by giving your full attention to the speaker. Maintain eye contact, nod, and provide verbal and nonverbal cues that show you are engaged in the conversation. 3. Avoid dominating the conversation. Allow the other person to have their fair share of speaking. Avoid constantly redirecting the discussion back to yourself or monopolizing the conversation. 4. Ask open-ended questions. Use open-ended questions that encourage the other person to share more than simple yes or no answers. This prompts deeper and more meaningful conversations. 5. Listen without judgment. Suspend judgment and avoid interrupting or criticizing the speaker's thoughts or opinions. Create a safe and non-judgmental space for them to express themselves freely. 6. Show empathy and understanding. Demonstrate empathy by putting yourself in the speaker's shoes and trying to understand their perspective. Respond with empathy and understanding to foster a connection. 7. Avoid distractions. Minimize distractions and give your undivided attention to the conversation. Put away your phone. Avoid looking around, and focus on the speaker. 8. Use follow-up questions. Ask follow-up questions to delve deeper into a topic and show that you are actively engaged in the conversation. This encourages the speaker to expand on their thoughts. 9. Reflect and summarize. Summarize and reflect back on what the speaker has shared to show that you have been actively listening and understanding their message. 10. Practice patience. Be patient and allow for pauses and silences in the conversation. Avoid rushing to fill every moment with your own thoughts. Give the speaker time to gather their thoughts and express themselves fully. 11. Be authentic. Be yourself and let your natural curiosity and interest shine through. Authenticity creates a genuine connection and fosters meaningful conversations. By incorporating these key points into your conversations, you can become a good conversationalist. By showing genuine interest, actively listening, asking open-ended questions, and practicing empathy and understanding, you create an environment that encourages open and meaningful dialogue. Remember to be patient, authentic, and avoid dominating the conversation. By applying these techniques, you can foster positive connections, gain insights, and create enjoyable conversations. Chapter 5: How to Interest People. The chapter titled How to Interest People from How to Win Friends and Influence People offers a valuable lesson on how to capture and maintain the interest of others. The key lesson from this chapter is that by understanding people's desires and aligning our conversations and actions with their interests, we can effectively engage and captivate them. Dale Carnegie emphasizes that people are primarily interested in themselves and their own needs. The lesson teaches the reader to leverage this knowledge by focusing on the other person's interests, desires, and aspirations. By doing so, we can create meaningful connections and hold the attention of others. The chapter highlights the importance of taking a genuine interest in people and their pursuits. It suggests actively listening to their stories, asking relevant questions, and demonstrating curiosity about their experiences. This helps establish a rapport and shows that we value their thoughts and interests. Furthermore, the chapter emphasizes the power of empathy and understanding. By putting ourselves in the shoes of others, we can better understand their perspective, needs, and desires. This enables us to tailor our conversations and actions to align with their interests, making the interaction more engaging and meaningful. The lesson derived from this chapter is that by focusing on the interests of others, actively listening, and demonstrating empathy, we can effectively capture and maintain their interest. By showing genuine curiosity, asking relevant questions, and aligning our conversations with their interests, we create a bond that keeps people engaged. Additionally, the chapter advises against constantly talking about ourselves or our own interests. It suggests finding common ground in topics that resonate with the other person, allowing for a more dynamic and engaging conversation. In summary, the key lesson from How to Interest People emphasizes the importance of understanding people's desires, actively listening, and demonstrating empathy. By focusing on the interests of others, engaging in meaningful conversations, and showing genuine curiosity, we can capture and maintain their interest. By aligning our conversations and actions with their needs and aspirations, we create connections that are both enjoyable and meaningful. 1. Understand people's interests. Recognize that people are primarily interested in themselves and their own needs. By understanding their desires, you can tailor your conversations and actions to align with their interests. 2. Show genuine curiosity. Demonstrate a sincere interest in others by actively listening to their stories and experiences. Ask relevant questions to encourage them to share more and show that you value their thoughts and interests. 3. Practice empathy. Put yourself in the shoes of others to better understand their perspective, needs, and desires. Show empathy by acknowledging their emotions and experiences, which helps establish a connection and create a more engaging conversation. 4. Find common ground. Look for shared interests or topics that resonate with the other person. This allows you to establish a foundation for conversation that both parties find interesting and enjoyable. 5. Be a good listener. Focus on the speaker and give them your undivided attention. Avoid interrupting or thinking about your response while they are speaking. Active listening shows that you value their thoughts and opinions. 6. Ask open-ended questions. Use open-ended questions that encourage the other person to share more than simple yes or no answers. This prompts deeper conversations and allows them to express themselves more fully. 7. Be enthusiastic. Show genuine enthusiasm for the topic at hand. Your enthusiasm can be contagious and make the conversation more enjoyable for both parties. 8. Share relevant stories and experiences. Relate to the other person by sharing stories or experiences that are relevant to the topic of conversation. This helps create a connection and keeps the conversation engaging. 9. Avoid excessive self-focus. While it's important to share about yourself to establish rapport, avoid dominating the conversation with your own stories and experiences. Keep the focus on the other person and their interests. 10. Maintain a positive attitude. Stay positive and open-minded during the conversation. A positive attitude creates a welcoming atmosphere and encourages others to share their thoughts and interests. By incorporating these key points into your interactions, you can effectively interest people and create engaging conversations. Understanding their interests, showing genuine curiosity, practicing empathy, and actively listening are essential in capturing and maintaining their attention. By finding common ground, sharing relevant stories, and maintaining a positive attitude, you can foster connections and make conversations more enjoyable for both parties involved. Chapter 6: How to Make People Like You Instantly. The chapter titled How to Make People Like You Instantly from How to Win Friends and Influence People offers a valuable lesson on how to create immediate positive impressions and make people like you from the very first encounter. The key lesson from this chapter is that by displaying genuine interest, showing appreciation, and making others feel important, we can establish instant rapport and foster likability. Dale Carnegie emphasizes that people have a deep desire to feel valued and appreciated. The lesson teaches the reader to leverage this knowledge by actively engaging in behaviors that make others feel good about themselves and their interactions with us. By doing so, we can create positive connections right from the start. The chapter highlights the importance of displaying genuine interest in others. It suggests asking questions about their interests, opinions, and experiences and actively listening to their responses. By showing a sincere curiosity and paying attention to what they have to say, we can make them feel important and valued. Furthermore, the chapter emphasizes the power of appreciation and admiration. By genuinely appreciating others for their qualities, accomplishments, or contributions, we can uplift their spirits and create a positive emotional connection. This fosters an immediate liking and draws people towards us. The lesson derived from this chapter is that by displaying genuine interest, showing appreciation, and making others feel important, we can instantly make people like us. By focusing on the other person, actively listening, and showing sincere admiration, we create an atmosphere of positivity and warmth. Additionally, the chapter advises against talking too much about oneself or dominating the conversation. It suggests redirecting the focus onto the other person and allowing them to share their thoughts and experiences. By giving them space to express themselves, we make them feel heard and valued. In summary, the key lesson from How to Make People Like You Instantly emphasizes the importance of displaying genuine interest, showing appreciation, and making others feel important. By actively engaging in behaviors that uplift and value others, we create immediate likability. By focusing on the other person, actively listening, and expressing genuine admiration, we foster positive connections from the very beginning. Remember, making people feel good about themselves is a powerful way to create instant likability and build strong relationships. 1. Show genuine interest. Display a sincere curiosity in others by asking questions about their interests, opinions, and experiences. Actively listen to their responses and show that you value what they have to say. 2. Focus on the other person. Avoid talking too much about yourself or dominating the conversation. Redirect the focus onto the other person and give them space to share their thoughts and experiences. 3. Be a good listener. Give your full attention to the speaker. Avoid interrupting and resist the urge to think about your response while they are speaking. Actively listen and show genuine interest in what they have to say. 4. Practice empathy. Try to understand and relate to the other person's perspective, feelings, and experiences. Show empathy by acknowledging their emotions and validating their experiences. 5. Appreciate and admire others. Express genuine appreciation and admiration for the qualities, accomplishments, or contributions of the other person. Highlight their strengths and make them feel valued and important. 6. Smile and maintain a positive demeanor. Wear a genuine smile and maintain a positive attitude during your interactions. A warm and friendly demeanor can instantly make others feel comfortable and attracted to you. 7. Use the person's name. Remember and use the person's name during the conversation. This simple gesture makes them feel acknowledged and valued. 8. Be authentic. Be yourself and let your true personality shine through. Authenticity is attractive and helps build genuine connections. 9. Be open-minded and non-judgmental. Avoid being critical or judgmental towards others. Maintain an open mind and respect different perspectives and opinions. 10. Be supportive. Offer encouragement, support, and praise when appropriate. Show that you genuinely care about the other person's well-being and success. 11. Practice good body language. Use open and welcoming body language, such as maintaining eye contact, leaning and slightly, and nodding to show understanding and agreement. By incorporating these key points into your interactions, you can make people like you instantly. Showing genuine interest, being a good listener, practicing empathy, appreciating others, and maintaining a positive demeanor are essential in creating immediate likability. Remember to be authentic, non-judgmental, and supportive. By applying these techniques, you can foster positive connections, make others feel valued, and build strong relationships. Section 3, How to Win People to Your Way of Thinking. Chapter 1, You Can't Win an Argument. The chapter titled You Can't Win an Argument from How to Win Friends and Influence People offers a valuable lesson on the futility of engaging in arguments and the importance of maintaining positive relationships. The key lesson from this chapter is that instead of trying to prove ourselves right and others wrong, it is more productive to seek understanding, show respect, and find common ground. Dale Carnegie emphasizes that arguments often lead to resentment, strained relationships, and negative outcomes. The lesson teaches the reader to avoid the temptation of winning arguments and instead focus on fostering harmony and cooperation with others. The chapter highlights the importance of empathy and understanding. It suggests putting ourselves in the shoes of the other person and trying to see the situation from their perspective. By doing so, we can better understand their motivations, beliefs, and emotions, leading to more constructive discussions. Furthermore, the chapter emphasizes the power of showing respect and avoiding criticism. Instead of attacking the other person's ideas or opinions, it suggests finding areas of agreement and focusing on common goals. By doing this, we create an atmosphere of cooperation and increase the likelihood of finding mutually beneficial solutions. The lesson derived from this chapter is that winning an argument at the expense of damaging relationships and fostering resentment is ultimately counterproductive. Instead, it is more effective to approach disagreements with a mindset of seeking understanding, showing respect, and finding common ground. Additionally, the chapter advises against becoming defensive or escalating conflicts. It encourages the reader to stay calm, listen attentively, and respond in a non-confrontational manner. By doing so, we can diffuse tension and create an environment conducive to open dialogue. In summary, the key lesson from You Can't Win an Argument emphasizes the importance of avoiding arguments and focusing on maintaining positive relationships. By practicing empathy, seeking understanding, showing respect, and finding common ground, we create a foundation for constructive discussions and increased cooperation. Remember, the goal is not to prove oneself right, but to foster understanding and build harmonious relationships with others. 1. The futility of arguments. Engaging in arguments rarely leads to positive outcomes. It often results in strained relationships, resentment, and damaged communication. 2. Seek understanding. Instead of focusing on winning the argument, aim to understand the other person's perspective. Put yourself in their shoes and try to see the situation from their point of view. 3. Avoid criticism and attack. Criticizing or attacking the other person's ideas or opinions only escalates the conflict. Instead, show respect and avoid personal attacks. 4. Find areas of agreement. Look for common ground and areas of agreement. By focusing on shared goals or interests, you can foster a cooperative environment and increase the chances of finding a mutually beneficial solution. 5. Stay calm and composed. Maintain a calm and composed demeanor during the discussion. Avoid becoming defensive or allowing emotions to escalate the conflict. 6. Listen actively. Give the other person your full attention and listen actively to what they have to say. Avoid interrupting or planning your response while they are speaking. 7. Respond non-confrontationally. Respond to the other person's arguments or criticisms in a non-confrontational manner. Be respectful and seek to clarify or understand their viewpoint rather than immediately countering with your own arguments.